you should remember in this reimagination of this K-5 suite is these foundational skills that tie all the way up through with our competencies that are used in our older 9th through 12th programs, in our work and career work, and our 3DE. So really exciting things happening in this new reimagining of the K-5. Next slide, please. So even though we're doing this reimagining, just want to touch on the fact that we're building on our current experience. So you'll still have the 5 lessons by grade level, still be kit-based, still that volunteer and educator delivered model aligned to those standards. So it goes across the nation with all Spanish translations with that commitment. Very strong focus on the manipulatives, hands-on, really making sure that they're all hands-on material, engaging, and that we focus on that sustainability, STEM, design thinking, making sure it's turnkey still, and a real more focused work on work and career and financial literacy and entrepreneurship. So those will be building on our current strengths and experiences and really leaning into them. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. But I want to really tie back to those exciting things I mentioned before. J mindset, great work done by our instruction and content team, really focused on how do we create that mindset around these 6 characteristics: resiliency, networking, entrepreneurship, hopefulness, problem solving. And how do we nurture these from K through 8th grade? Remembering that we have the HOPE impact model that really starts in 9th grade and goes up. So it's a continuum of really thinking through how all these can be infused into our programs and evaluated in our assessments and as they go through. So they take, the before the beginning of the program and the post after. How do we really measure? How do we know that we've helped them become real problem solvers? That resilience, that capability of empathy in it. So you'll see how all of this ties back to really not only our mission, but also what's needed in the marketplace and what we're hearing can be a strong foundation for our youth to be economically empowered. So that's the mindset. You'll hear a lot more about it in the future. Next slide, please. In addition, we have this great work that we've done in building these competencies out. And we have the competencies around career readiness and financial literacy and entrepreneurship. So you see them, 6 of them underneath each. You see how they're all identified in our programs as you start going up. But what I want to share with you is that they are foundational in the elementary programs. So 40% of our competencies are covered there. 65% in the middle school and 100% in the high school, all aligning with our 3DE product line. So really you can think about it in the elementary, they're getting that mindset, they're starting to have that foundational competency. And then as they build up, they're building up those critical foundational skills to have that economic success. It really shows a continuum of how all of our products, starting from kindergarten all the way up through 12th grade, and in any product line, whether it's in the events or the semesters, is tied together and really makes an impact. So really exciting work and how all this is tying together. And Ed and his team are working with us on how you'll get tools and communication materials to show all this as you're sharing it with your school systems, et cetera. So next slide, please. This is just a quick high-level timeline, and I saw in the chat people are like, hey, are we getting copies of this deck? You'll get copies of this, and we're sharing this, just showing that, we launched grade 3 with an update because we needed to take out the Ching videos with licensing, but we have grade 4 and 5 being developed as we're thinking about the after school for that. Grade 3, and then K 1, 2, and 3 with some pre-K work in there. Knowing that some of the school systems have pre-K now in them all the way through 5th grade, so it helps, especially if you're doing that J in a day model, plus a resource site that helps us engage with our communities and our adults who are working with their students. So this is a high-level timeline. Next slide, please. And then I'm just going to leave it at a thought that, in talking with the committees and talking with all the presidents and is we're really focused on simplicity here, whether it's our volunteer guides, whether it's the materials and how they're delivered. But really what we want to do is take this opportunity to take, this complex world that we're all dealing with and imagine those students, K-5, and how, they need to learn work and career and money. They can't wait because they're dealing with it every day, and how we want to make sure that we can give them a head start on that and being money and work smart and ready. But just really a simple focus on reimagining this K-5 product line that's so important across the whole network and is really the foundation it ties to all of our other strategies. So I'm just giving a quick high level, and you're going to hear a lot more in the coming months from the committee.